The transfer window has taken on a life of its own, and it feels like every single day brings a new twist that changes the conversation around Rangers. There's a sense of constant movement behind the scenes, with bids arriving, decisions being made, and the club clearly showing that it is not willing to be pushed around when it comes to valuing its players. What stands out most is the contrast between external perception and internal conviction, because players who have divided opinion among supporters are suddenly attracting serious money from abroad, forcing everyone to reassess where this squad really stands. One of the most striking developments is the firm stance taken over Youssef Chimiti. An offer worth 15 million euros was placed on the table, and Rangers chose to say no. This is the same player who has carried a heavy weight of criticism since his arrival, with many questioning whether his price tag was ever justified. For long spells earlier in the season, it was difficult to see the return that had been promised, and frustration grew as performances fluctuated. More recently, though, there have been signs of growth, particularly in front of goal, and the team often looks more balanced when he is involved. Rangers rejecting such a substantial bid sends a clear message that the club believes his trajectory is pointing upward and that his value is higher than what is being offered right now. A similar story surrounds Gassama, another figure who has sparked debate throughout the campaign. Monaco have made a proposal worth £10 million, structured as a loan with an obligation to buy, yet Rangers have again resisted. Early season form raised expectations, but consistency has been hard to find, leading to mixed reactions from the stands. Still, the fact that a club of that level is prepared to invest heavily suggests that his qualities are being recognised beyond Scotland. Taken together, these two situations mean Rangers have turned down projected offers totaling more than £20 million for players who, not long ago, were being written off by sections of the support. This inevitably brings the recruitment strategy into sharper focus. Decisions that were once questioned now appear more calculated, and it raises the possibility that patience is starting to pay off. It also highlights a wider shift in how Rangers are operating in the market, holding firm rather than cashing in at the first opportunity. That confidence hints at long-term planning rather than short-term fixes, and it suggests the club believes the squad still has room to grow together rather than being dismantled mid-season. Not every story is about resistance, though, as there are exits looming as well. Joe Rothwell is edging closer to a permanent move away, with a return to England looking increasingly likely. His time at Rangers never quite settled, and sometimes that is simply how football works. With his arrival coming without a transfer fee, there is no sense of panic or regret, just an understanding that this chapter is closing and that space will open up for something new. On the incoming front, the situation with Ryan Adair remains one to watch. Rangers have tested the waters with a bid of €3 million, but the selling club are reluctant to let him go at this stage. What keeps the story alive is the player's apparent desire to make the move, which often proves decisive as deadline day approaches. These scenarios tend to drag on, full of uncertainty, but they also underline that Rangers are actively looking to strengthen rather than standing still. Another name drawing attention is Manny Fernandez, whose rise this season has been one of the more positive narratives. Signed for £3 million, he has looked comfortable and assured, quickly establishing himself as a key figure. Reports of interest from major European sides only confirm what has been evident on the pitch. Unlike some of the other cases, this attention feels entirely deserved, and it is easy to understand why there is a strong reluctance to even consider losing him. At this point, his development embodies what supporters want to see: smart recruitment followed by clear progression. Away from transfers, the mood around the team has shifted dramatically, and nowhere is that clearer than in the story of Nico Raskin. After a turbulent period that saw him drift to the margins, he has re-emerged as a central presence in a side suddenly full of belief. Under the current management, performances have stabilized, confidence has returned, and the results have followed. An impressive winning run across competitions has changed the tone completely, turning early season despair into genuine optimism. The contrast with the opening months could hardly be sharper. Back then, setbacks piled up, confidence drained away, and even playing at Ibrox felt heavy. Now, there is a sense of togetherness that feeds off the crowd and back onto the pitch. Recent victories have not always been comfortable, but they have shown resilience and unity, qualities that often define teams capable of sustaining a title challenge. Raskin's journey mirrors that wider revival, moving from uncertainty to enjoyment, from isolation to connection. The title race itself feels alive in a way it has not for some time. Results elsewhere have added to the momentum. Small margins swinging belief from one side of the city to the other. For players experiencing this kind of battle for the first time, the intensity is new but invigorating. There is an understanding that difficult moments will come, that not every match will flow smoothly, yet the emphasis is now on sticking together and pushing forward as one. That shared direction, combined with clearer ideas on the pitch, has transformed what once looked like a lost season into something full of promise. And the feeling inside Ibrox reflects that renewed sense of purpose as the campaign continues to unfold. What makes this moment particularly fascinating is how quickly the emotional temperature around the club has changed. Not long ago, every drop point felt catastrophic, every mistake amplified, and every decision questioned. Now there is a growing sense of trust, not just in the players, but in the overall direction. The football may not always be flawless, but it is purposeful, and that clarity has filtered through the squad. You can see it in how players take responsibility on the ball, how they recover after setbacks during matches, and how the bench reacts when momentum starts to swing. Nico Raskin's resurgence captures that shift perfectly. Earlier in the campaign, his situation symbolized the chaos that surrounded the club. There were moments when his future at Ibrox seemed uncertain, when confidence appeared drained, and when the atmosphere felt unforgiving. Fast forward to now, and he looks like a player reborn, relishing the challenge, enjoying the pressure, and embracing the connection with the supporters. His performances have brought balance and energy to midfield, and his body language alone tells a story of renewed belief. This sense of freedom within a clear structure has been vital. The current setup does not overcomplicate things, and that simplicity has allowed individuals to express themselves without fear. Players know what is expected of them, but they are also trusted to make decisions. That combination has led to better cohesion, sharper transitions, and a collective awareness that was missing earlier in the season. When Rangers play now, there is a rhythm and understanding that suggests hours of work on the training ground are translating onto the pitch. The recent run of results has also reignited belief among the support, and that relationship feels healthier again. Ibrox has always been a demanding environment, but when belief replaces anxiety, it becomes a powerful ally. You can sense the crowd responding to effort and intent, urging the team forward rather than holding its breath. That unity has turned tight moments into opportunities to push on rather than triggers for nerves to spread. In the wider context of the title race, Rangers now look like a side comfortable with the pressure. No one inside the camp is pretending the road ahead will be easy, but there is a calm determination replacing earlier desperation. Each match is approached with focus rather than fear, and that mindset matters when margins are so fine. The players speak about momentum not as a buzzword, but as something earned through consistency and discipline. It is also worth noting how depth within the squad is starting to play its part. Competition for places has sharpened performances, and rotation no longer feels like a risk. Those coming into the side understand their roles, and those starting know they cannot afford complacency. This internal battle often defines successful campaigns, and Rangers appear to be rediscovering that edge at a crucial stage. European football adds another layer to the story. Trips abroad test concentration and resilience, especially when domestic demands remain relentless. Yet there is a sense that these matches are being embraced rather than feared, viewed as opportunities to reinforce identity and belief. Performances on that stage can often spill back into league form, strengthening confidence and reinforcing habits built at home. All of this feeds into a broader narrative of renewal. What once looked like a fractured season has been reshaped through pragmatic decisions and renewed belief. The dressing room feels aligned, the tactical approach feels coherent, and the ambition is no longer hidden. There is an acceptance that setbacks will happen, but also a conviction that the group has the tools to respond. As the weeks progress and the stakes rise, the real test will be sustaining this level emotionally as much as physically. Title races are as much about mentality as talent, and Rangers are learning again how to navigate that space. The challenge is not just winning matches, but managing expectations, staying grounded, and keeping the same hunger that sparked this revival in the first place. With key players finding form at the right time, interest from abroad underlining the value within the squad, and a fan base beginning to believe again, the feeling around the club is unmistakably different. It is no longer about survival or damage control, but about progression and purpose. Every fixture now feels like part of a larger journey, one built on patience, clarity, and collective effort. And as the pressure builds, Rangers continue to move forward with a quiet confidence that suggests there is still more to come, more growth to unlock, and more chapters yet to be written as this season unfolds. Looking ahead, what stands out is how this squad now appears mentally prepared for the grind that defines the second half of a season. There is less noise around individual mistakes and more emphasis on collective response. When chances are missed or pressure builds, the reaction feels calmer, more assured, and rooted in trust between teammates. That composure has been absent at times in recent years, particularly when expectations rise, but now it feels like something is being rebuilt from the inside out. Training ground standards have clearly lifted as well, and that intensity is translating into match sharpness. Duels are being contested with more aggression, second balls are being fought for, and there is a sharper edge in how Rangers defend their box. These are not always glamorous details, but they often decide tight games, especially in domestic competition where opponents are desperate to disrupt rhythm. The team looks harder to play against, more stubborn, and more willing to suffer when required. There is also a growing sense that leadership is being shared rather than carried by one or two voices. Different personalities are stepping forward at different moments, whether that is through calming influence, physical presence, or simple work rate. That balance matters over a long campaign where fatigue and pressure can expose fragility. Instead, Rangers appear to be building resilience through responsibility spread across the dressing room. Supporters can feel this evolution unfolding in real time. The connection between stands and pitch has become more organic, less forced, and driven by belief rather than demand. When the team presses higher or pushes for a decisive goal, the crowd follows instinctively, feeding energy back into the performance. That loop of trust has been missing before, but now it is gradually returning, match by match, moment by moment, with fixtures coming thick and fast and challenges waiting on multiple fronts. The focus inside the club remains narrow and deliberate. There is no talk of shortcuts or guarantees, only the idea of stacking performances and letting consistency do the talking. The sense is that Rangers are no longer chasing something blindly, but moving forward with intent, confidence, and a clearer understanding of who they are becoming as this season continues to take shape. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Sky Sports sources are whispering again around Ibrox, and this time the noise is growing louder by the hour. The name on everybody's lips is Ryan Kent. According to strong rumors circulating behind the scenes, the winger could be on his way back to Rangers, not as a supporting act, but as the undisputed leader of the attacking line. While nothing has been signed or announced, the feeling inside the club is that something significant may be brewing. Kent's previous spell in Glasgow left a lasting impression. His pace, direct running, and ability to unsettle defenses made him a fan favorite, and many inside the Rangers support never truly accepted his departure. Now, insiders suggest that discussions have taken place about a return that would place Kent at the heart of the project, with the responsibility to carry the attack and set the tone in the final third. This would not be a nostalgic comeback, but a calculated move aimed at restoring bite and personality to the forward line. Those close to the dressing room hint that the coaching staff admire Kent's familiarity with the demands of Scottish football and his understanding of what it means to wear the Rangers shirt. The idea, according to the rumour mill, is to build an attacking structure around his strengths, giving him freedom to drift, create, and drive the team forward in big moments. Such a role would signal trust and ambition both from the club and from the player himself. Of course, there is caution as well. Financial details, squad balance, and expectations all play a part, and no one at Rangers is keen to fuel the speculation publicly. Still, the sense of anticipation is hard to ignore. Supporters are already debating how Kent could slot back in, imagining a front line sparked by his urgency and confidence. For now, it remains a story built on whispers and informed guesswork. But if these rumors gather any more momentum, Rangers fans may soon find themselves welcoming back a familiar face, this time tasked with leading the charge and writing a new chapter at Ibrox. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.